we're in the mix. We're in the space
Hi guys. Sorry we're late.
This time, very good reason. Big technical difficulties here, but we're locked in. We're in the spin. You're with us right now. It was especially from 8, but now it's from 11 past 8, all the way to 9/9. But we'll obviously try to keep it short and snappy. In the studio today, obviously you got your voice Queen Tan. You know who it is.
Yeah, child of God, you know what it is, you know, all of that, obviously, gang, you get me.
Mali Dede, what go on?
Lola.
We're very close today, innit?
And obviously, go on.
Guys, can I have a really nice
Introduce her, Brethren.
You know.
What?
Guys.
No, we need to introduce her.
Go on then.
Oh, yeah, so today we've got Sarah, special guest. You know, she's come, she's obviously got, you know, tons of opinions, which is why we wanted her to be on the show today.
We just want to give her a healthy platform to air them, because if not,
yeah,
don't know about the world.
Yeah. So, yeah, basically.
Cool. So obviously we've had a bit of technical, so we're going to straight into it. Divine, do you want to introduce the topic for today?
No, Mali, you introduce it because it was your topic, Brethren.
Just do it and do it. It's all right.
All right, so today the topic is, what are the main factors, or what are some of the main factors as to why relationships in this generation are so difficult? Yeah.
Thank you for all your opinions, because we've had
No word of a lie, we've had so many.
Yeah.
The feedback's been mad. Still.
Like, it's been sick.
That's been crazy. And yeah, look, people message me saying it's a good topic or whatever. So I hope you are tuned in. If you're tuned in, shout out to you. Let us know so we can shout you out.
All of that.
Yeah, I've got to do a couple of that as well still before I get cost. I'll do it in a bit though.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, so yeah, basically. So do you want to say feedback, what people were saying about it before we give our opinions?
Yeah, let's see what the people are going to say.
All right, cool. So obviously, one of my first ones, should do 1 for 1.
Yeah, go on then.
Cool. So I got the inability to communicate via proper means. And I said, what's proper means? Thank you for your opinion.
Yeah, I like that was a bit saucy, that response still.
And they said the proper methods, like for example, people communicate their anger via social media and their story, whilst they should be communicating it face to face with their partner or via the phone. That's one obvious opinion that I've got.
Agreed.
Anyone next?
Let me find a good one. Because literally, everybody was kind of saying, similar things. So I got, a lot of, social media talks, people saying that social media, a lot of people saying, the typical things, trust, stuff like that. But then one person said something that I thought was really good. So she said, this bad bee mentality. A lot of girls will sleep with men they know have girlfriends or wives, etc., because they think that they have one up on other females and because they're a bad bee. Bare females have this carry on and not F your man mentality. I've seen it with my own eyes. Being a bad bee is all good and well, but don't be forgetting normal emotions and feelings. Having a married man or a man in a relationship is almost seen as some sort of achievement for a lot of females, but more time they're just playing themselves because he ain't even going to leave her for you, sis. And then when she even said that, thanks,
you.
love. See ya. When she even said that, yeah, I was even thinking Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, them man there, City Girls, all of them.
Yeah.
That's defo
That's what
100% what some of these basic girls are on. For example, I can't be Megan Thee Stallion. I'm too of a softie. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not bad like her, so I can't pretend to act like I can have that same mentality.
Bad either.
Yeah, she's probably
Just a facade.
Yeah, true. But obviously, if they're an influence and they're putting the music out there, they're making people believe that I can be like Megan Thee Stallion, but these times you can't.
But really, then, is that an issue with you or an issue with society and how expectations are now? And you know what I mean? Things have really changed a lot compared to say 20 years ago to now, whether it's how we're meeting each other now or our sort of values and normalities of love. Do you know what I mean? So people like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion are normalised now, whereas
Do you know what?
it wouldn't be. Do you
Sorry.
know what I mean?
Today we don't have our bells, guys.
I just
We don't
said
have our
that,
bells
you
in the studio.
mother. It's alright,
Okay,
ding ding.
so about the Meg Thee Stallion thing, I think it's coming from a toxic place, you know. I think firstly, this is time of oppression. Firstly, women have been through times and times and times of oppression, and then all of a sudden, women I've got right to speak. Women are back out there. Do you know what I mean? And now women can have their own freedom. And then what we do with freedom now is different. Do you know what I mean? And other women have come on this flex, on this vibe. And the reason why I say it's toxic is because it's alright. We even see people like Cardi B. I like her. I'm not outing her right now, but you out here singing, yeah, I'm gonna take you on my hand. Firstly, your man definitely cheated on your bum, and then you also took him back, and you weren't playing Bad B then. Do you know what I mean? So people are just so stupid. Like, how can you be Meg Thee Stallion and you're broke? Like, how can you? Do you know what I mean? We're not on the same bags as them. Do you know what I mean? You try to aspire to be someone like that when realistically they're not even taking their own advice. It's a song. Chill out. And really, it's just come from women who basically have seen their mums maybe as well. You know, things that, I'm not gonna lie, in the older generation, or have you ever guys watched Tina and things like, anyway, people have watched their grandmas, watched their mum be beat by men, be cheated on by men. All of a sudden, they've come to get their own. And then, you know, when things like that happen, when someone's been cheated on, I believe, my theory, copyrighted,
Go on.
there's 3 types of things that can come out of something. Either you go on to rape,
Whoa.
What
whoa.
are you saying?
Whoa.
no, it's because the way I usually explain it, is using a rape scenario, which is the easiest way to explain it. So basically,
Just
for
do it,
example,
use it,
if someone was raped, I believe that there's 2 things that come out. Either someone who's going to rape others, somebody who's never ever going to like leave their house, never going to sleep with a guy, never going to nothing like that, and somebody else who's going to do an anti-rape campaign. Same thing with the women thing. So basically, after that stuff, that kind of trauma's happened, and someone's been cheated on, someone's either going to be like, I'm going to just be
Cheat
that
as
girl.
well,
I'm going to cheat as well. I'm going to get someone else's
Yeah.
man. I'm going to da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And then someone
Yeah,
else who's going to be like, oh my God,
never,
like relationships, I hate them. Oh my
Yeah.
God. And then there's somebody else who's going to be like, that's okay. Love is
Yeah, I'm
peaceful. I'm going to go
feminist,
find,
yeah,
it's going to be fine. I'm going to be strong. Da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I just think it just comes out in 3 different ways. And I think you can apply that rule basically to everything. So there's these women who've seen all of this oppression, they've come forward this and they come like, okay, cool, I'm a bad bee, I'm gonna take your man, after all this surgery, you probably bought us before, now you've got all this surgery, you think you can get everyone else's man. It's toxic. It's really, really toxic. And really and truly, you don't do that realistically, do you? You stick with your men.
But that,
Oh,
I was about that. You think that's like obviously that bad beating from the man point of view, it only gets looked at and praised upon to a certain point. Like it can't go. Like I don't think it affects your relationships that. But like if you know, like you just been with them idiot gal that move like that, you'll be with them or whatever. Then they're void, so they're not gonna have no substance. I don't think personally.
No, because you got to think here, realistically, if you're in a relationship with a person, say for example, you know how some girls like, or normally, if your man's cheated on you or something like that, normally you'll just take that out, you either take him back or you move on. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, with this bad B mentality, a girl's like, I'm going to F your best friend.
Oh yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's how they think and that's how they move, guys are like, nah, I can't even be arsed, like, it's long. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't even trust that she's going to even deal with the situation like an adult. Do you get what I'm saying?
Anyway, let's carry on reading the...
Did you want to read some out?
Oh my gosh, guys.
No, I just got
a new
one.
one.
I'll
It's so
use my
big.
man already.
All right, let me read out some more that I've got.
I've got another one as well.
Go on, then you read yours.
Okay, so this one says, social media has created unrealistic expectations. So people consciously or unconsciously have expectations in their heads that it unfulfilled or what they have don't look like what they've seen on social media.
Ask Divine what I said to her earlier. But go on, carry on.
It's
Sorry.
about this. Exactly.
Just go on.
Okay, cool. Like what they see on social media, it would almost seem as if in person is not putting enough effort or is not the one. Oh, God, sorry, 1 second. Okay, do another one. Let me read it. Okay, let me carry on. People need to realize. I wanted to read it first because it's a lot. People need to realize some things, whether videos or pictures on social media and TV, are scripted and taken to look perfect. Stay real to how you truly feel about your own relationship. It may not be Instagram worthy, but it's worth everything to you.
End is a bit mad still. The end is a bit mad.
Yeah, it is. What you are in there?
Oh my gosh, who said it's a her? It's a him.
Oh, because it's a man.
All right, calm down, man. Calm down.
Because it's a man.
That's really sweet. Shout out to you, man. So social media has created
single.
unrealistic. No, it's mine still.
Whoa.
It's mine still.
Whoa.
Jokes.
Oh my gosh.
Coming off out here. Anyway, Mally earlier was saying that basically similar to what they were saying. Like, obviously, you look on Instagram and you see like couple goals, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then automatically it's almost like you don't even know what you want for a relationship. What you want is what you've seen, is what you've been told. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you haven't formed your own sort of like list of, okay, this is what I want in a relationship, blah, 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 blah. You're just looking online, seeing things on Instagram, seeing like, you know, all these couples on Instagram doing whatever. But then, like he said, he was basically saying like, you can see them on Instagram, probably at like a nice dinner and it looks sweet. and you're saying you want it, but then more time they probably left the restaurant and they're arguing. You don't even know what the reality is. Do you get what I'm saying? So you're wanting that, but that's not going to be the same for you, basically.
That's the problem
So-
with the whole generation, I think. Do you know what I mean? We always be seeing things, and I get it. I think it's hard. I think it's hard to see things.
No,
that you
It's
don't
gonna
want.
why
come
are you
into
out here
ya.
looking for man when you ain't even found yourself?
No,
You get
Sarah.
me?
I think
Oh,
that's
that is
Sarah.
true. You get
That
me?
sounds
Like,
really
you've gotta
poetic,
be
but I
at
think
peace with yourself.
realistically, with loads of things, do you know what I mean? People be happy in their car,
Yeah.
but you look left. Do you know what I mean? We could all be in a horse and carriage. That
Yeah.
gets us from A to B, but it's the whole thing of competitive nature. You see trainers online. You know when you say accept cookies, and then you start getting all sorts of things selling to you, and you start buying all sorts of things. That's all that nature. That's what this society is feeding off. They're feeding us
babe,
up that
I
they
feel
know
like
that we
you're
can look and
normalising
see.
it. No, because I
Normalising what?
normalising
The fact that you can see
like,
things
yeah,
and you can
to,
speak.
You know, to not be
I'm not saying it's not
complete
normal, but I'm trying to say that
with
it's a
you.
state of mind that this whole society is at. 100%.
Now I hear that, but with that, then you're bringing in your unsolved issues, your problems, and all that into this new person who doesn't necessarily have anything to do with that, and then you're causing all these toxic.
Okay, I can understand, but I don't think
wouldn't
that
have
necessarily
occurred.
that means that the person's unwhole. You could be ready. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you go on a boyfriend, and then you watch Cinderella, and then think, okay, frick it. Well, the kind of boyfriend I want is the one that comes on a night
That's-
channel armor.
this is what I was saying,
That's
though.
that's not what happens.
But this is
But
what I
why
was.
does a man need to fulfill you? You get me? Or why does a girl need to fulfill
No,
you?
I don't see
Nah,
it as
I just
fulfillment.
think
Yeah,
obviously when you're on the socials now, and this is what I was saying to Divine, and obviously we got the social now. Whereas before, where people was looking at relationships and whatever was movies and books. So when they're seeing these love stories and movies, but they're not. It's not in your face as quick as typing in your password and you're on the socials. You can
Yeah.
see this person, your neighbor, your best friend, someone you ain't seen for 5 years, and superstars all under one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas the movies thing is every now and again. So now it's in your face, but.
And you
If
know
you're
that-
saying, yeah, that the thought don't come in your head with not just the relationship, with anything on social media, the thought will come in your head
Exactly,
that
yeah.
boom, like I was saying to Divine, it's like a kid when you go shopping with your mum.
Yeah.
You see some idiot sweet you never seen before. You want that sweet bad now. You're
Yeah.
begging your mum.
Yeah.
You didn't give a toss about that sweet. You got what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
You come out the shop, you'll go home. You ain't thinking about that sweet no more or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You got what I'm
yeah.
trying to say. But that's where you, as yourself, and like I said, not just with the relationship thing, with anything, you have to just step out of it and say,
Yeah.
yo. This is what's going on over there, yeah, and this is what's going on over here. That social media thing is completely different. This is the real thing, what's going on.
Yeah.
So I can't get my expectation here and then try and incorporate that
In something.
into my
Yeah,
relationship,
yeah.
especially when that my partner or whatever, they're not even real. They could be at work. So I was saying they could be at work. They're not even clocking that you've got this expectation,
in
bro.
mind, yeah.
So you could, like I was saying, you could have a flipping something. You see a video. As you use a girl sees a video in a bath, petals, whatever, with her partner. She got whipped cream all over it. Some madness. You got what I'm trying to say. Your man's come home from work. Your partner's come home from work. He's going upstairs and you're in a bath with whipped cream and petals and that, and he's looking at you thinking, what's going on, bruv? I've just come from work. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Where have you got this from? Then where the problem starts is because you've had that expectation now and he's just baffled. He's not on the same wavelength. So then he's not living up to that expectation. So then it goes from you're seeing things on social to I want my man to do this or I want my girl to do this. But then it changes to if my man ain't doing this or if my girl ain't doing this,
Yeah.
they've got to go.
Yeah.
They've got
Yeah.
Over
I
foolishness.
think that's the difference.
They've
I think
got to
it's-
go.
I actually think it's kind of normal to have that expectation. To not normal to have that expectation, but it's normal to look left and look right naturally.
1,000%. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna
You have to
happen.
accept that it's
going
gonna
to
happen.
You could be wearing your outfit and like it. Go out with all of us and think, oh, I like her shoes.
100%.
Naturally, that's what the society is about. That's why there's shop windows. There's people who are dressed to make shop windows because they know that your eyes are going to turn. You're walking to Tesco.
It's natural.
You know what you're going to.
And you have to
They
accept
know
that.
if they put a little bit of yellow here, your eyes is going to look over at that deal. That's the whole point. That's how the brain works. But it's about managing that expectation to really like think, oh, rah, like actually, you know what I mean? That person's done that whole. You know, sometimes you want things that you don't want. You know, like when I said came back from Winter Wonderland. Since when do I want a big teddy? I'm scared of them. I laugh at your teddy all the time, innit? I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want that big teddy. Because everyone was walking around with a big freaking teddy. I was like, oh my God, I don't even have a big teddy. I don't want a big teddy. Do you know, when I got home, I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? I don't want a big teddy. But do you know what? It will come into my mind. It's about managing and talking to yourself and be like, right, do I really want that? You see these rose petals and whatever in the bath, whatever. Knowing you're prone to thrush. Do you know what I mean? You do all of that and you're ill
Yeah.
for the next 3 days because you copied someone else.
Yeah.
Like, it's not realistic. And I think another way to really look at relationships is like, go back to my grandparents and things like people who've been together for a long time. I'm not saying their relationships have been perfect, but you know, you're like people at work who've been together for ages. I always say to them, oh, tell me about it. So what's it like? And they're like, oh, you know, just about accepting each other. You know, if you look at your mum and dad, your dad's going to have some idiotic habits that your mum is like, oh my gosh, he's jarring. Or your mum has some stupid habits that you think, oh my gosh. Or your dad is not coming in every night on a horse. But it works. Do you know what I mean? Because they're living like realistically and understanding what it is. But I feel like when we try to keep up, I think that's definitely one.
Someone said people are afraid to commit.
Afraid to commit.
Yeah, they're shook to commit still.
I'm
and
triggered.
I think you know what?
Afraid to
It's,
commit. Go on.
it's slightly a little bit like what you said just a minute ago in terms of when you see something that's like da-da-da-da. Sometimes, yeah, and I feel like we've all been in that position where we sort of keep somebody like on like just in case.
Okay.
1,000%.
Like we keep someone just in case.
Gal they're the queens. Let me know before you even carry on. No, hold on, please.
so
Gal
triggered.
are the queens for that there blood. I'll just keep him there. If this don't go right, or he don't phone me, or he don't take me out, let me just go back to the one that's always on my phone
Do you know what? Let
anyway.
me tell you another thing, that makes that easier. Social media makes you accessible. I think this is the thing.
That's what I meant by just typing in your password and boom, it's in your
It
face.
makes you so accessible.
1,000%.
So you get so sidetracked. I mean, you have one little argument. In the olden days, or other people, my parents, I have an argument. They're stuck together in that room. Yeah, you go on a walk, but you're not going to be moving to the next door neighbour. Rare. However, I have an argument. I post a nice picture. Hey, boom. The Instagram, yo, welcome, hey, heart faces, woo, and then you get excited. You're like, I don't even need him anyway.
Temporary excitement though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what
You're like,
happens.
you know what? F it.
And you want
act up.
him to see them as well.
Yeah, you act up. Cool, innit? Because
Yeah.
my DMs are popping. This is false ego.
But I'm not even talking about even being in a relationship and moving like that. I'm talking about the reason why it's sometimes even hard to get into a relationship or take that relationship seriously is because you are thinking to yourself, is this everything that I really want? No. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, you've been dating 3 guys or 3 girls, whatever, and one of the guys is ticking all your boxes. This guy's ticking that box, that guy's ticking that box. And you don't want to move forward with that person just in case this person comes through with that. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like we have too much option in a way. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think
We're
too much
afraid to commit
option
just
is
in
the problem.
case. Like, in 10 years' time, am I still going to be in love with this person? Am I still going to be enjoying their company? Am I still going to find them funny?
They
Like,
say that about the millennials. They say that actually we're the generation of like, we're never going to be stable. Like, sorry, pardon me. They say that like, even with jobs, how many people now keep the same line of jobs? You know what I mean? Before, people would be like, I've been working in this company for
20 years,
20 years.
15
Do you know what I
years.
mean? And they've got good pensions and this is what they've been doing and that's how it works. Now it's like, fine, don't employ me. I'll go learn to do eyelashes. Fine. Don't do that. I'll go do this. I'm doing radio. At the same time, I do this and I do this. And it's good. Do you know what I mean? It's good. But at the same time, we've got too many options at our hands. We can travel like that. Do you know what I mean? We can get on a train like that. They say that that's the problem with millennials. Like, that's what older people say. Like, you lot have no idea of how to sit down and like, that's why even concentration span for the generation to come is gone, because they're literally to keep them to keep that high concentration rate. It needs so much effort. Where olden days, sit down, play a game with stones, sit down, do this with that, and now people can't really do that. And I
don't know if I agree
triggered.
with people being afraid to commit though.
Yeah, and I think the issue is as well, people aren't learning each other beyond the surface. You get me? Because okay, cool, I can tell you all these different things, but do I know your love language? Do I know how you deal with conflicts? Do I know whether you want space in an argument or whether you just want to squash it there and then? And that's the issue that many people find. Like, you get yourself in this situation, and when shit hits the fan, you're quick to run away.
But that's
then-
because they've rushed. There's no foundation. And I was saying this to Divine earlier. Yeah, when with me personally, like I've 3 girlfriends in my whole life. But one of the reasons is I'm talking to someone for ages, for different reasons. But one of them is that I'm doing that to make sure they're solid and they know how I am. I know how they are. I'm seeing them in all different lights. Because the first 3 months, bruv, it's not a facade, but
Is it
think
infatuation?
Honeymoon phase?
there's got nothing to
Yeah,
you got nothing to be vexed about. There's you things that are going on in your life. You're not gonna bring them in there regardless or whatever. You got what I'm trying to say. There's when them things start happening, you start seeing true colours. You're around them more. Yeah, that's when you need to know. Yo, is this person really right for me? So people are not skipping it but rushing it. So then they're finding out things in flipping when they're in the relationship now, and then the foundation's not there. So when there's no foundation, it's just gonna break apart. Something, a little altercation's gonna happen, or something that you might feel like it ain't happened yet, and it might be a big issue to you. It hasn't happened. You've been all right. Then it's happened while you're in a relationship. You're thinking, yo, I'm essing out now, bruv, because forget it, bruv. I ain't got nothing that's holding me here that much. When realistically, that should have been built before. Then, and I felt like, it just should have been built before, so then you can ride through them. Go on.
Another opinion I had is I just don't think anyone is serious these days. It's kind of like what we're talking about at the time I didn't everyone puts themselves first, to be honest. Everyone's trying to protect their hearts so much, it's actually making more of a problem as well.
yeah.
What do you mean, as in people being guarded and stuff?
Yeah. Because it's long. Like, I'm even like, I can't be arsed. It's long. No, honestly.
No, but I don't.
Honestly,
I don't understand.
I can't bother with it.
What you mean? But I feel like them things come naturally though. Like when, like, bruv, I've never out and said, yo. Obviously, like I said, when we're talking about socials
I
and
hear
that, and you
this,
see
though.
little
I'm
things
triggered.
and you think, oh, yo, yeah, I rate that or I like that. But I've never talked to someone and thought, yo, I'm gonna wife you off. I'm gonna put you on a pedestal. Them things just come over time. If it gets to that, then safe.
Yeah, okay, that's probably you then. But I know that I love relationships. You get what I'm saying? I like being with somebody. Yeah, but when you like, after a while, you see that. For the people that is in your vicinity, the people who you see aren't serious, and you ain't got time to really even be filtering through no more. It gets long. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you think to yourself, time, like, okay, I'm 23 now. Yeah, people say, oh yeah, you're young, da 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 da. But I've always said I want to have a long relationship before I even get married. You know what I'm saying? I want to kind of grow with that person. So really and truly, I need to be with somebody now. Do you get what I'm saying?
But what's the time period? What do you have you set a goal when you want to get married or
Nah,
something?
women, guys, that's not like women do have time period. I believe they do.
They do, and that's what.
You're
But that's doing
expired.
bad for you.
No, but wait, let me finish.
The baby thing I can understand if you're talking about trying
Yeah,
to
but-
safe,
yeah,
but the marriage thing and all of that, and this is what. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut
No,
you.
you
either.
didn't. You didn't.
Nah, apologies. Actually, I don't care. You've been annoying me all week. But anyway, yeah, while we're on it now, listen. Like the marriage thing, when people say, "Oh, we're growing enough," the next relationship I have gotta be serious, blah blah blah. I'm trying to marry them and that.
Yeah.
I hear it to some extent, yeah, but you can't be putting them restrict. Just let things come. Why are you thinking so far ahead? I'm not discrediting marriage, you know. And when you're with the right person, do it. You got what I'm trying to say. I'm all for it. But I feel like you shouldn't be thinking that. Let things come general. Have your little conversations. Have your little dates where you're going out. Have your times where you're chilling in and blah blah blah. Then if it comes to a relationship, then it comes to a relationship. Then that's the next stage, the marriage thing. I think thinking of it before. Pete gal, yeah, or girls I know will have a little 1-2 date, blah, 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 talking to their bedroom. Yo, I rate him, blah, blah, blah. Vacations at the end of the year, it's flipping March and that, bruv. Like, there's so much things. Then they're talking about relationships and that. Like, yo, you could just be enjoying your life, each other's company, or their months without putting any restraints on.
And guess what? I hear that. But the
second.
thing about it is that regardless of what you're saying, the reality is I'm not dating just for the sake of, oh, let's see where it goes. I'm dating with intention.
Well, then,
So-
Nah, you do.
You know, listen, in that case, then raise your standards, but drop your expectations.
I don't have expectations, but I have standards. That is what the case
But
is.
this is the thing, though. Your expectations are like, okay, if this XY thing doesn't go as how I wanted it, oh,
I'm
you're
peeing
a waste
off.
of my time. Oh,
Yeah.
I ain't got time for it. Oh,
No,
you're
when I say
wasting
wasting my
this
time,
and that.
look, if I finish what I'm saying, guys, you would understand the point that I was trying to get to.
I would have rang that ballet.
The point that I was trying to get to was that
Sorry.
I'm someone who likes to be in relationships. So because I like to be in relationships, like I said, like I don't want to be kind of like just trying this person, trying that person. Like to me, I just think that's boring. That's dead. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm over dating. It's boring to me. So. Right. What I'm saying is that because of that, when I am dating somebody, it's important that it's somebody that I'm dating that I can see, even if that person doesn't even
Make it.
Even if they make it, at least
You
I know
saw
that
that
I'm
point.
walking towards that person, I'm speaking to them, knowing that this could potentially be someone that I would
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
see
yeah.
myself with long
But,
term.
you know
Not just
what? Bing, 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 bing.
wait, not just he makes me laugh. We vibe. No. Someone who I can actually see has got qualities about him or potential to be a husband. Like because that's
No,
what.
I agree
you know
with
what,
seeing
yeah.
qualities and
that's what
stuff, but I'm saying, say if you do your thing, you got what I'm trying to say, you're working and blah blah blah. I don't think you should stop doing your thing or nothing. I feel like
No one does that, brethren.
huh?
Who does
Nah,
that?
not saying stop, but I'm saying you're saying time. You got what I'm trying to
Yeah, the
say.
reason why I said time is because even if I'm focusing on my business 24/7 and it's not taking me away from my man and my man's not taking me away from my business, despite that, if I'm with this person still for 3 years and shit ends up hitting the fan, we break up for whatever reason, it's still time invested in that person. It doesn't matter. I'm not.
But if that's how are you expecting that's gonna happen?
I know
And
it's
you
gonna
know what
happen,
as well? Now you have to think of it. You're looking at it the wrong way because how you have to think of it, and how you should, kind of, is whatever is going on. Like say, I've been in past relationships and whatever. I've learnt things from them things. So they're all things, yeah. Maybe there's things you've learnt in that's gonna mold you and make sure things go better in the person that's supposed to be your husband and all of that there. So all them things that you've gone through in the past, they're just little things that you're supposed to be taking on board and setting you up for that.
That's just standard.
Mally, we get that, but
Yeah, but so
doesn't mean
what,
that you
how are
should
you not
be
expecting?
what
I'm
I'm
not.
saying-
No, I'm hearing
Because what
both of your opinions.
Because what I'm saying is that all makes sense. Everything that you say makes sense. Obviously, I know that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I can take my own advice. I get that. What I'm saying is, because based on the point that the person said, she said that basically people have their guard up because of what's happened. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm saying that I hear that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you think to yourself, I don't want to go through 10 different guys just to learn different bits from all these guys. I'd rather go, because it's still time wasted regardless. Yeah, I can learn something from these different guys, but I'd rather cut it down to 3 people if I can. If I can take more time analysing the person and knowing that that person has more potential.
Yeah.
Has more potential.
We got the bells, guys. Yeah.
You know, I can't take
I found the bells.
If I know that this
Carry on.
person's got more potential, let's say for example there's 5 guys, yeah. All those 5 guys could be funny, but I feel like those 5 guys could be funny, but also out of my list of what I want my guy to be, he could also be husband worthy. So what's the point in me trying to now spend time with all 5 of them? Where I can spend time with 3 of them? What's the
Yeah,
point?
I don't think you should.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, no, but surely then that, again, I feel like it's missing the point, because if you went for the standard of man that you are, like that same standard of woman, you know he ain't there to waste no time.
Nah, but that you can't. You know why you can't say that as well,
Wait,
though?
I
Because
feel like
men.
we've diverted.
Yeah, let me just say this then. There's a lot of men out there that are frauds. So man will try and act, and that's why the problem lies. Nah, but there's only so much. There's only so much. You cannot tell me you've seen through the bull of every man you've been with. You can't.
No, but
You can't.
surely
You can't.
must know
When it's already too late and you've peed off.
And when it is, you move from them, but some people do put the wool over your eyes, like you can't do anything about
There
it.
is frauds
and
out
some
there.
people
There
as
is
well
frauds
take
out
their
there.
Do
time.
you CRB checks?
Nah, forget
Nah,
CRB
they only
checks.
go
You can
so
do a
far.
CRB checks and people
I
can
tell you
still be a
straight-
certain way.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not even just them doing dirt. It could just be small like traits that they have that you just don't fuck with. It can be small things. It can be the fact that they're lazy or they're unproductive. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't see that straight away, but obviously when you start talking to them, you start realising, nah, you're right unproductive, so I don't want this around me.
TK, go on.
All right, cool.
Hit us.
We definitely digress. So far, I'm seeing the topics that we've got are why things are not working. We've got social media. I think
Yeah.
we need to delve in. Because I feel like this is going to get to. I've only just realised as I've been discussing, as I've been reading, but at the end of everything we're going to discuss, I think social. Yeah, it's going to go back to social media.
Yeah, that's what I tried to move off it.
Then the second one, I feel like, what was that? What you guys were just
Social media,
discussing?
lack of commitment or afraid
Yeah,
to commit. We
afraid
were
to
just
commit.
talking
And
about
I'm gonna
putting your
say
guard up,
my
having
one
expectations.
again,
He said, I swear.
Okay, cool. Someone also said different priorities, cheating, conflict, conflicting views of using social media, getting bored easily. And then someone said, nowadays, I think girls use being in a relationship for status and as a sign of life achievement. Because of this, they end up in relationships when they're not even ready. Sarah, that's your point. And like Divine says, it's forced, the rush thing makes you feel like making a rash decision. I'm just sick of these stupid girls. Sorry. What?
Go on.
Everyone got personal with it, you know. When I asked people's opinions, they were like, nah, I effing hate her. I was like, her? Who you talking about?
Yeah. Also, uni has made it hard to transition. Ooh, that's a good
What
point.
has? Uni?
Uni.
I think that's a good point. Relationships into real life, we don't have no time. It's very difficult to pattern relationships when both people are on a grind mode.
That's not true. I don't agree with that at all.
Oh, someone's like, hey, call me in, I'm itching.
Yeah, is that thing up, Keegan?
Yeah.
He
Alright,
just
cool,
messaged me still.
Cool, yeah. And then
calling
someone
him.
says, we can call him.
Let me say my
So-
last point after though.
I mean, like, in the sense of people trying to protect their heart. Okay, this is someone correcting, they're correcting the heart thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's correcting it. I mean, like, in the sense of people trying to protect their heart from what may have happened to them in past relationships. So when you start to see them past red flags in a new relationship, you're so quick to tap out, okay, so basically, like, hurt bae. That's the conclusion. So basically, if my man cheated on me last time, and the way he cheated on me is because he went out to his boy's birthday, and there.
So now he can't ever go to his boy's birthday again.
Now my new man, he's like, I'm going out to my boy's birthday. I'm like, I'm like, you're not going anywhere.
Them things need to be established though, man.
you can't
From the
let go of your trauma.
From the get-go.
But then again, that's that thing of like, this is what I'm saying. Social media, I'm feeling like this is it. Like, that's them people again, like, you've got into a relationship. Why have you got into a relationship? You're not even ready. But the thing is though, even though I'm saying that things are hard in this generation, sorry, I'm going to throw out a question, but we don't have to answer it now. Do you think it's fair to say...
I'm answering it
No,
now.
it's not answer it.
What? You're gonna answer it on the train.
Okay then, okay.
Go on.
Do you answer it on the train?
Go on.
Manny, get in the bin. Get in the actual bin.
Bro.
My question is, do you think it's fair that we're saying that people in this relationship right now, we struggle in relationships? Do you not think that people in the older generation also struggled and had their own struggles? But it's just that social media makes everything really... Do you know what I mean? Nowadays, we've got statistics. Nobody back a day was counting, how many divorces there are, how many... People were living apart but still married. People were not even married in the first place. Do you know what I mean? You jumped over a broom, you were married.
But like
you lot
what?
paid your dad and now you're married. Do you know what I mean? That was the way marriage is. So... Are we really saying that right now we're really struggling, or do you think that nothing's changed, that we're just more aware of the fact
I
that
think
we're struggling?
things have changed, like what Sarah's saying, with a lot of things been, and that's what my brethren said about loyalty and that, and basically how loyal is the big thing. That's how cliche it is. And cheating and that's normalized. Like people go into relationships expecting to get cheated on.
I'm not gonna lie, it's true.
And little things like that. Whereas that's a norm now. And then for people that are loyal, they're getting praised on a mad scale, where realistically in a relationship, that's standard procedure. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
so she said that,
still.
and that's what it is. That's what I think one of the big
I would say
things
that
is.
people are cheating because is it because you're looking left, right, and centre? I think we're too accessible because nowadays, you'll get confused. That let's say, you've had an argument with a man who's always there for you, who's loyal, Someone else slides in your DM, or they constantly slide in your DM. It doesn't take a lot to. If I made an effort to DM Sarah every week, that doesn't mean anything. Do you know what I mean? Have you seen these memes that are like, why is it every day and yo, how you doing? Why is it every day and not every day?
What you doing? Not every day, what you up to?
Yeah, not every day. It's never like, let me take you to food. It's never, let me buy you this, let me do this, you know what I mean? It's never that. It was because people are now like, oh yeah, he's so persistent, he's so cute, like he's always messaging me, he's always liking my pictures. No, babe, he's actually tapping a button. That's actually what he's doing. There's no effort in you messaging me. Do you know what I mean? If I was to ask
I think
you to
there
do a
is.
bit more.
I think there is. I can't have the conversation. Do you know how hard it is for me?
Okay,
But
some people are not even conversating. Firstly, there's some people who are jobless who've got so much time. No, that is the thing. Some people are so persistent. I don't even know what is. Do you know what I find impressive about boys as well? Like, you know, when you meet someone, you can remember to message them the next day. How do you even keep up? I can't even remember.
No, because we were praising for that. We're like, oh my gosh, like I met him at a party and actually messaged me the next day.
How the fuck did you remember to message me the next day? Are you weird?
break it, burst your bubble. You know, they might have messaged like it might not always be the case.
Standard. First of all, don't try to make it look I'm naive.
It's standard now. It's standard. Just because you got the one message, it's standard, yeah? You lot think you're the only one getting that message?
No, the thing is, we know that obviously it's more time, like that being funny. We've got how many snaps in the night? So obviously he's got more snaps in the night. He's not just gonna come to the flipping party and only get our snap. Obviously not. So don't try it. Yeah, cough your shit. Cause you chatting shit, you idiot.
How, bruv? You was getting gas. Look at you. About to say, we messaged me the next day.
I was just saying.
I took my week off and he still messaged me. Tee off, man. Fuck off, you donut.
All right, cool. So we're going to play one tune and then the next thing we're going to call up Keegan. Keegan, if you're listening, which you should be, when your phone rings, answer the tune.
And shout us while the music's playing.
Thank you so much. I'm hearing a lot of people saying I'm triggered. I'm triggered as well, to be honest. I'm triggered. I myself am triggered. I am triggering myself.
Everyone that ain't talking ain't triggered.
What's going on? You right?
Wagwan, fam.
What are you telling me?
Go on then. Let's have it. What are you thinking?
So, listen, the question that we had was what? It was, what are the main factors why relationships seem to be difficult in our generation, yeah? The main thing, like, I'm going to say this now, yeah? Because I don't feel that people need to lower their standards at all, yeah? If a girl likes a nigga, or a guy, or a guy that takes them out, that does A, B, C, D, no problem, that's fine. And if a guy likes a girl that does certain things, no problem, that's fine. But guys are out there living a lie, trying to get into pants. Yeah, trying to get into situations that they can't even maintain. So there's guys out there that will move to girls, knowing right, like fully that they can't afford the lifestyle that the girl wants. Now, there's nothing wrong with the girl wanting that lifestyle at all. Yeah, guys get into the situation now, girls get into these situations, and then while they're in the relationships, things start bubbling over because you can't maintain what you started. Yeah, if you can't maintain something that you started in the first place, right, then you're living a lie. You're just a bum. Yeah? People, I feel like with this relationship thing, people force relationships so much. Like you don't need to be in a relationship. Yeah, make sure that you yourself, you're stable financially, mentally, before you start thinking of looking after someone else's daughter. Yeah, once you've got that knuckled down, then okay, cool. You know where you are. You know what you can afford. You know what type of tier of a woman that you want. Yeah. Then you go get her. You know what I'm saying to you? There's no point in me saying, oh, I want this type of woman. But realistically, does that type of woman, right, sit well with you?
I agree with you. I don't think it's the main factor though.
No. So do you know what I was going to say? The main factor I'm getting from there is exactly what we were just discussing. So my question was obviously like, do you think that, the older generation, if you heard what I said, I was like, yeah, do you think that they have problems? I've come to the conclusion, obviously it's a perfect world. I know it's not going to happen, but I think if you can try, if you want some advice, this is my 2P advice. So obviously I don't know anything about, I'm not even married. But I think the old generation and the new generation basically need to bash heads, and somewhere in the middle is the compromise. For example, what Keegan's saying, I totally hear it
100%.
because so in our culture we have like things like, and it's not even just our culture, it used to exist in England as well. Do you know what I mean? Lobola, Aurora, whatever you want to call it, what's up on dowry, whatever you want to call it, that used to exist where someone's you have to go to the dad and be like, listen, this is me, and the dad will be like, all right, pay me. How much? Or not even just pay me. Before pay me, to be honest, was okay, like in
Cows
the Bible.
and
There was cows before that. That was my dad's generation. Before that, I should plug my documentary at this point, to be fair. But there's in like in the Bible, if you look at it, it's like, back in them days, it'll be like, come and work on my land. Let me see that you can look after my daughter. And things like this. There was less room for fraud. You could have lied to me, but this is what's good about a community. Do you know what I mean? If you lie to me, you can't lie to mum and dad. Or maybe how far can you lie for? Do you know what I mean? You've got to prove yourself. Nowadays, like I'm saying, we're too accessible. There's no need to prove anybody. Do you know what I mean? Okay, he's got a really nice car. I don't know if that car's on finance. I don't know if you're paying on that car. Do you know what I mean? All I know is that you take a cute picture of it on Instagram every Friday. You could have rented that car for all I know. Do you know what I mean? And
people need to be real to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, say if you're real to yourself, a lot of people right now in our generation especially, they're not real to their actual bank statement. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, they're not. They're not.
If you're real to your bank statement, right, and if you're real to things that you can actually do, I feel like it's to compatibility. A lot of people are compatible, right? But a lot of people live behind a facade, like saying, "Oh, right, I can do this, I can do this." There's nothing wrong with not being able to do things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But being true to who you are, like you can be a guy that wants loving, yeah, but you ain't bred it. If you make that point from point blank to the girl that you're speaking to, your girl's not expecting you to do certain things. You know what I'm saying to you? And you're gonna attract girls that want you for who you are and want you for what you can afford. If you're very comfortable, yeah, with doing hackathon every other weekend, cool, say no more. But if you know you can't do that, don't be trying to tell her when you're speaking to her, "Oh, will you there next weekend? Let's go hacker." You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that in a relationship, don't be trying to stunt on the girl that you're speaking to at the start, trying to make it seem as if you're that guy.
But
there's
it's
nothing wrong with saying, "Let's go Dixies."
Yeah, but again, I just feel like all these issues seem to link back to the same thing: expectations. These expectations that we have for ourselves and what we expect our partner to live up to, or to sort of meet us at. And I think the other thing that interlinks to is we don't even really listen to understand. We don't listen to understand. We rather listen to just reply.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's true. That's
yeah,
true.
no, and that's the thing. Like even within us now, I'm seeing it because we're all saying the same thing, but it's all sort of it's linking back to the same thing. And if we literally just took the minute to hear each other out and to recognize that, oh, okay, cool, this is actually what you're saying, rather than oh, okay, boom, I've got to come back with a response to this.
Oh, so you're saying we should
But then
shut this
also,
conversation down?
I get that. But then also saying that as well, I was actually saying this to somebody yesterday, I was saying that as well, it's not obviously what you say, it's how you say it, which is standard. But in terms of sometimes, let's say for example, like if I was to text Tanaka and say, okay, bad example, but if I was to text Tanaka and say, call me, if I was like at a house, if I was and say, call me, she'll probably call me straight away, do you get what I'm saying? Because more time, I need to speak to her right now. But if I were there, if I was to basically like a guy that I'm speaking to, say to them, call me. But to them, they don't understand. They probably just think, I just want to chat to them normally. Do you get what I'm saying? So they probably think to themselves, oh, no, I'm doing something right now. Like, I don't need to talk right now. But you're basically automatically think that, oh, you know what? Nah, F it, because you can't even call me when I tell you to call you.
No, but see, this is the thing. Yeah. Like, romance and relationships isn't always going to be fairy tales and fucking.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is, obviously you got to adapt the way you speak to your man, different to how you speak to your friends, because you can speak to your friends on a level in a different way, and they can understand where you're coming from, they can understand your frustration and why you're going through something. But when you speak to your man, the man don't understand it in the way that you're speaking to your friends.
Keegan's dinging.
Oh.
Saying that, sorry, I'm not going to be here for long, but in saying that, you see that the communication thing as well, from point blank, from the start of when you're speaking to a girl, the communication thing needs to be to a T. Like, you need to be at par with the communication, because if you're at par with the communication, you know for a fact that this person here is what I'm looking for. if you communicate right. Simply if you communicate right. And then at the same time, from a guy's point of view, right, I feel like when speaking to a girl or when dating or whatever you want to call it, if you under promise and over deliver, you will save yourself a whole load of stress. A lot of guys are doing it the other way around, over promising, and then they can't live up to their promises, and then they're under delivering. If you
but then
from the get go, if you under promise and over deliver, there's no problem. But if you over promise, you tell her you're gonna ring her back in 5 minutes. Here you are ringing her back in 2 hours. She's vexed. She's ready to chew your ear off.
But then this is what I'm saying. This is, again, like, so two things. Social media, I think, shapes a lot of our expectations. This new generation of life. Do you know what I mean? Because you could naturally be happy in your, you know, let's say, for example, you could be happy, I don't know, give us an example, eating cheese, like literally eating a cheese string. Do you know what I mean? That could be your perfect date, a picnic in the park. But because you're seeing everyone else, like, you know, doing hacker and doing, you start thinking, oh my gosh, I can't catch up.
I don't think there's anything wrong.
I know, but I feel like even on the boy side, for example, when they overpromise, sometimes that's coming from a place of like, oh my gosh,
This is what I'd like to love to do for her.
I want to do this for her. Like, I don't feel comfortable. Everyone else is doing this. How am I going to keep up? And then you do all of that, and then
guys, why does it have to be that way? Like, why do we have to be so like, oh, she's doing that. Oh, I'm
Sarah
doing
doesn't want to
that.
be the show.
My bad.
You know what though? I don't
Yeah.
feel like there's anything wrong with that. Like, that's what you want. Do you get it?
Nah.
There's gonna be a guy that's out
Recognize
there
your
that can
partner's
cater
love
to what you
language
want.
and work.
What do you want? What did you say? That's what you want. What do you want?
There's nothing wrong with having.
There's nothing wrong with
Having
There's nothing wrong
expectations.
with wanting certain things. There's guys out there that are very much comfortable. You see, when people go out to these restaurants, right? Even though some people might do it once every 3 months, some people might do it once every 2 weeks. Yeah, but there was a guy out there, or there's a girl out there that can afford things like that. So by you wanting to do things like that, it doesn't mean that you have to now lower your standard. No, keep your standard where it is. Yeah, better yourself. As you're growing yourself, a guy will come and like you, right? For you wanting your
and that's
own
another thing.
stuff.
Oh, sorry, Sarah, I've got two more points. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie.
You don't have to change. This is
Right,
about- this
two
is
other
about
points I'm
everyone
picking
else's-
up. Communication, like Egan said, back a day, again, I'm going to keep going with the older generation, these lot, yeah, they didn't have a phone. Do you know, like right now, yeah, guys, think of when you're texting, yeah, me and Devon are texting. Yo, that's already half a word.
What you up to?
What you up
you
to?
two?
Wagwan.
Yeah.
How's you? Like, we don't really communicate properly. I mean, everything can be shortened. So getting to know each other, it's like, oh yeah, I see what she likes, or, you know, you snap, or you do videos, you da-da-da-da. People don't really do that talking thing anymore. Before, yeah, people would have to like write each other letters, or, you know, spend.
This is why I'm on the meet up thing.
But then
I ain't
even
in
the
the
dates
talking.
though, but it's not
What you mean
even
even
not,
the
even,
dates?
even on dates though. Like I remember, I can't remember. Was it? I think I was still talking about it.
When
And
you
it's
went to the
basically like some guys will be like, yeah, I'm not really like.
Sorry.
Some guys will be like, I'm not really on this dating thing, you know. What do you mean you're not on this dating
But
thing?
what you have to remember,
Like,
what you
they
have
don't
to
wanna spend
remember.
money.
What
They
do you
don't
mean by
wanna
that?
spend
Nah,
money.
it's not because of that. No, it's not because of that.
No,
listen,
I'm a
wait.
witness.
Yo, sing the bell. Stick to the rules and ding the bell.
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, yeah, she went
When I
finish
said,
it.
when I'm talking about,
Okay.
when I'm talking about, yeah, the going on dates. Obviously, instantly, I don't know why you think I'm breaking your bank. When we're talking about going on dates,
Because
yeah,
they've been lost before.
Yeah, I get that, but I'm saying that when you're talking about going on dates, you can be talking about we can be any kind of date. Do you know what I'm saying? We can do something cheap. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to necessarily be you doing bare peas. But because guys are obviously traumatized from going on all these crazy dates, because of that now they cancel it out automatically, and that's how you get to know somebody, meeting them like up front. I don't want to be texting you for 4 months. I need to see you, brethren.
Nah, but you have to go on. Say your point, because I'm going to say my
no,
point
my
on
third
this.
thing was then what Keegan just said. Oh, see, look, you lot made me forget, man.
It's not about the date
alright.
thing.
Go on.
So what is he, say what he's saying about the date thing? Because I had a point.
I just said it.
Yeah, what that man don't want to go on dates.
Yeah,
or
like guys
nothing.
don't want to go on dates, and obviously we say because they're traumatized
Because they
from.
can't, bro. It's not that. Like guys don't want to go on dates because they ain't feeling you. Bro. If a guy's feeling you like that,
That's what I was
even
about
if
to
it's-
say.
Even if it's Dixie's, it's still a date. You know what I'm saying to you? A date doesn't mean it has to be in a certain price range. You know?
Yeah,
It's
we
not about
get that.
You can go park. That's a date. If a guy's not feeling you, he's not taking you on a date. And don't ever be fooled, yeah, by a guy that speaks to you and he just chats to you, doesn't take you out on a date, or they don't want to see you.
I believe
If
that.
he's just chatting to you, that he's just wasting your time.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Like, what we're
someone
talking
gets so
about.
No, but
excited
what
for
you have to
someone who's
think-
always DMing you. This person does not like you.
Yeah, it's
This
his
person is
routine.
not
It's his
on it.
routine.
If he really wants
It's in his
that,
routine. He
no.
sets alarms to make sure that he's if he can
if
message
he
you at this
really,
time.
really on it, yeah, you will come and back me. You know, these people were like, oh yeah, oh I didn't get to see you.
Yeah, no,
you know what?
nah,
I live
Dex.
around the corner. What are you?
Go on, Mally.
Nah, I was gonna say that there's two things. One, if he ain't took you out on a date more time than that, there's either that you don't rate you like that. He's got someone that he's gonna do. Plus, he's probably thinking you gal normalize the going out for food and just
Yeah.
going for a geezer that you
Going
don't
for
care
that.
about and that. And then 2 as well, because I'm talking from me now. I don't deal with the going out thing all the time and the going on a date thing. So sometimes, yeah, especially when I want to get to know someone, I'm probably not going to go nowhere mad like that. I've got no problem, yeah, with literally seeing ya, just chilling with you, whether it's my house, car, somewhere close. Because if I go somewhere, guaranteed, I'm going to see about 2-3 people, 100%. Bare conversation. I'm not with all of that all the time when I'm out and that. Sometimes just a closed space. We get to know the real you, genuine. There's no one else here. There's nothing else. Just literally a conversation and getting to know each other. That's what.
We can do it on the phone then if that's the case.
But nah, you can't. What do you mean?
I
don't like the phone.
Do something.
How? Because I don't like the phone. I don't like the phone thing.
See, okay, so I can't date a boy, as you all know. Everyone in this room.
You can't FaceTime me?
Exactly. If you can't, I cannot stress it enough. If you
And not a
cannot-
WhatsApp call either. FaceTime, brethren,
Yeah,
Apple
WhatsApp
thing.
call.
No. Okay.
You know what,
If you
though?
can't
But
video,
that's
Nah, you
really
can for
your
you-
love language, innit? That's clearly what you
No.
expect
If you
and what
got
you
no,
like and
Sarah,
what keeps
no.
you-
If you can't video call me, it's 2020. For all I know, yeah. For all I know, you're Humpty Dumpty sitting in your yard. Do you know what I mean? Catfish exist. You
What,
are
is
scary.
this the talking
you're
stage
actually
before you're on about?
scary.
What do you
How
mean?
can you not FaceTime me?
Oh, when you get into know. Yeah.
How can you not
yeah.
FaceTime me, please? I don't understand.
But I
If you
don't know
say
if
to me, I don't want to go on a date. I don't want to FaceTime. I don't want to go on the
Nah,
FaceTime.
that's
What do you want to do?
Fucking pen pal. Bond that, brethren.
I might as well drop the rail. I might as well
Turn it
drop
down,
the
man.
The thing is,
No,
guys,
all right, wait.
no one's taking the value away from FaceTime or none of that, but saying what Mally was saying, like, it's not all about the materialistic shit and taking you out and this, that, because I know I'd rather you. And what can you do for me in here? You get me? That's what's going to keep me interested rather than like, oh,
Yeah.
you took
Oh, I hear that,
I
but-
take myself
No, I
there.
get that. But you know
Yeah.
what? Huh?
Go on, Keegan.
Nah, man, I'm gonna have to disagree with that because I can
I disagree too.
nothing into your ears and make it sound like honey. Do you get it?
Yeah, you get me? That's
Ooh.
sweet, Toy.
Go on, baby. Go on, Keegs. Go on, Keegs.
Nothing for days.
Some
yeah?
daddy
for
issues
years,
there.
in fact, and your heart will melt, and you'll love me, and you've never even seen if you're compatible. Let alone you come to check, man, now, and we're not.
But
even
that's when I said
Yeah, no,
earlier that there's bare man out here
Yeah.
that you lot need to realise there's bare man out here that
That
can
can talk a
fraud
good
you,
talk,
that
yeah.
just talk a good game,
They can talk
and
good
man
talk.
can do that. And this is
That's what I'm
where,
saying, man can sit there and talk to you for years, letting you hear exactly what you want to hear. All of that honey's coming out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
Sarah,
you are now.
Sarah thinks she's a toilet cleaner. She thinks she can see through every bullshit that's
But if
happening.
you're not compatible.
So,
you know,
I have my
everything.
sixth sense,
you
honestly,
know,
guys.
you say
No.
this, yeah.
Yeah.
Tanaka did mention before I go. Tanaka did mention something about the older generation.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that the older generation did that we don't do, we jump straight into relationships, yeah, without courting. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Without
Getting to know
courting? What does that
people.
mean?
Yeah,
Basically
simply
dating,
getting
but-
to know people, innit? Before you even try to think, oh, do you know what, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't
People
agree
try
with
to
that.
call it.
No,
people
that's not
want
true.
the situation. People are trying to normalize the situation, whatever you call it. Yeah, all of that rubbish. Yeah. Realistically, understand someone. There's nothing wrong with speaking to someone, understanding them, right, and just speaking to them as plain and simple as it is. Before you even get to the next stage of, do you know what? It could be that thing. Find out what they're like first. Find out things that
The
they
reason-
like. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The reason why I agree before, like, just to back you up before you go, Keegs, like, is just simply because there's some things that we can't help. So, for example, cheating. I know we're going to say that this happens. Obviously, it might be on an increase because now, like we're saying, people are accessible.
Yeah.
You can see things left, right, and centre. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to go very far. Your man doesn't have to like trek to da. You can literally go on there, see this person's nice, slide in their DMs, and you can cheat in different ways.
Yeah.
So things like cheating, though, I feel like that's a personal thing. Like we just got to pray against that
Yeah.
one. You can't really try help that one. But then for other things like courting, is something that people don't do. I'm not gonna lie, people do not do that courting thing anymore. Courting is literally like talking. No kissing, no like literally talking and talking and really like
That's it.
really.
But I don't feel like a lot of the older generation done that because if you look at yeah, but the thing about it, I don't feel like that's not. You can't say that's the old generation thing. Some people in the old generation done it. Some people didn't because you get a lot of old generation people who were talking to them for like flipping a bit and then got together.
No. Courting doesn't mean Courting doesn't mean.
long-lasting relationship. People that have been together for 15, 20,
Yeah, but courting
35 years.
doesn't mean talking for like a long time. I know we just said that, but in this generation, maybe a long. Like some of these people are like intentional. Do you know what I mean? You get to this point that courting, you had to get permission to court. Do you know what I mean? You couldn't just be like, oh, I'm 40, I'm just start courting. You'd have to be at the point where like, okay, dear, you are now allowed to go and find a man.
Wait, that's a thing? That was a thing?
Yeah, like even Jewish people, like, you know,
But you know you say
just
that,
leave your
yeah,
dad's house and just be like, oh, I'm gonna start
you
dating
do
this
that.
boy from around the corner. If you did that, obviously I'm sure people did, but it was a naughty thing. It was under the DL thing. But really and truly, when you start to court someone, you like in my culture, I got to tell my auntie, like, I'm seriously thinking about dating this person now. She gives me a bit of wise
Is
advice.
it a back in the day thing or is it a cultural thing?
No,
Nah,
it's a
do you
back
know
and
what's
they
like-
do
Really?
They do it as well. And what's it called? Jewish people do it where they
Yeah,
have
sometimes it's a
chaperone.
cultural thing. Yeah, Jewish people is a cultural thing. Just like certain.
No, I think it's
Oh,
if you like old
really?
English generation, they would have to court. You know, when you watch old
Imagine.
generation films, like,
I know.
you know, and their dad is like, oh, who is that? You know, and they're appearing, come back at this time. That's courting. She's going on a little date. She's going like, you know, they're just
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
to know one
something that I know,
another,
I
and they
know
come
for a
back
fact,
home.
Yeah, you see, like Muslims, yeah, before they even start speaking to a guy like that,
If it's
right?
not arranged.
If they know that there's a guy down the road, yeah, they get their cousin to take them or to go with them. So it's not like a date.
Yeah, it's
not
like a chaperone
anything
thing.
special. You go out for coffee now and you speak just to find out what you're like and what I'm like.
You know why I don't
If you're
respect that?
coming back
You know why I don't respect that? Because
Why?
even with someone, it's someone, so the person that's there is someone that's close to one of them. Automatically, no one ain't telling me this for free, bruv. There's
Okay,
no
I
way.
know
If
what
someone
you're
else
saying.
is there, yeah,
You're gonna
you're
be
gonna
your
be
true self.
showing your true self.
Right,
I'm
there's
not
some
having
things
it.
we can't help. There's some
I'm not
things
having it.
that's a character flaw. There's some things that we're discussing. There's like, some things that are out. Like
I don't
cheating,
think- I don't
that's
think
your own
that
personal
even-
problem. Again, if you're gonna
I'm not
be a-
even respecting I respect the courting thing, as in you should like what I said. You
No,
can
but I think
talk
people.
and-
No, I'm supportive because I.
Yeah,
Nah, I
said it's
respect it and that,
irrespective.
but like you talk and blah de blah. But it's just
my
being on the
gosh.
same wave. What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
What? Oh,
Anyway, let's comments, person.
yeah.
Oh.
Just being on the
Keep-
same wavelength, man.
Keegan, it's been nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you
know,
so
always
much
rated.
for call, Bow.
Right, we're gonna
bro.
call up the next person. Here's the number.
See ya.
If you're listening, Kai, your phone is about to ring.
I don't know, guys. I just think all our points are us still linking back to the same
Social media.
expectation issue.
No,
Like,
it's
you get-
expectation, she's
No,
saying.
it is.
I'm
You
saying
get
social media
people
because I think expectations again derive from social media. I think they've changed.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
where would you get expectation from
where would you get your
otherwise?
expectation from? It's from society. Now you're listening to your one little song.
That's what I said
of,
before. Before it had the movies
he-
and
da- da-
books.
da- da-
Guys,
da-
why do we all have to fall under the same fucking bracket?
Yo, he
What do
answered
you
quick.
mean?
He answered.
Hi, hello, you're right. Welcome, Broski.
Okay, chill out. Everyone chill out.
No.
Everyone chill out.
No.
What are you saying?
Do you know what? Yeah, I got a couple things to say still.
You sleep, fam.
Obviously, shout out you. Hey, shout out you, lot. I think this is like my fourth maybe time listening. I've been slacking, but you lot are doing your thing.
Fair play, bro.
Oh,
Fair
thank
play.
you.
Respect it.
Love.
No, so first of all, just picking up on the last thing that was just said now, yeah, I just think that a lot of the time relationships now, like it's a rush thing, like you be in a talking stage. Like me personally, before I even take a girl seriously, I try to do talking stage for like 6 months, bro. But for some girls, that's too long. I'll be real, like, and I think that's mental. Like some girls just don't. They just. In fact, let me stop saying girls.
No, but hold on. Before you carry on, you see when you say in talking stage for 6 months, what does that include? Are you trying to have, you having sex and kissing and that? You're on about that as well? Because I'm agreeing with what you're saying.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm a different breed of you. If a girl tells me,
No, it's true.
No, I'll be real. If a girl
Back
tells
it.
me that she's not in the sex thing, I'll take that. And if I want to get to know her, then I'll take that and I'll say cool.
Nah, I hear
Not
this is.
everyone- not
I hear
everyone
what
like
you're
that.
saying, but also hold on. When you're saying that, you're doing your thing elsewhere then.
No,
No.
not even.
He's just
Nah, yo, just 100.
But that has to be established between the two of us. Do you get it?
So you're just 100% just talking to her, nothing there, 6 months straight.
Well, I don't think from the beginning of the 6 months it will just be just her. You get it?
But when you get about 2 months
But
in,
once
and then
that's
three months
if you
in.
get me, you have that conversation. You get me? It's about establishing ground and where you can maneuver. You get me?
Now you see with you, I'm agreeing exactly with what you're saying. Like I'm not into that jumping into foolishness, and what I was saying it to Divine earlier. Like I take ages, bro. Like them months there. That's what I'm talking before I get into a relationship. Longer than that. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say
You're only
that I'm
talking
not
to that
doing
one
my. Yeah, I'm not doing. I might even
No,
with her,
that's what
I
I'm
wouldn't
saying.
even mind. Go on, what are you saying?
100. Man are out here, but if man's being serious to one thing, then that's how it's got to run, innit?
Yeah,
But anyway, cool. So I got 3 points to make.
Yeah.
First of all, yeah. I think relationships nowadays, yeah. The question was what makes them difficult, yeah. I think relationships nowadays, they're attached with a stigma of restriction, and I won't lie, it's because of people like me. Like, I'll be talking to a girl and I'll be like, no, I don't want you to do that, and I don't want you to do this.
I'm glad you're honest.
I don't want you to do this either. Do you get it? Man's not on a little play thing. Understand? If I'm a girl, you represent man, move correct. And personally, I don't think a lot of people in relationships, I will say girls especially, but a lot of people full stop, like to run with that. People don't like restrictions, isn't it?
But you know
like,
where that comes with, bruv? You see me, I'm not with, if I don't like something, I'm going to say it. You got what I'm trying to say? But you see me, I'm not on the restriction thing. You know why? Because I'm making sure, you see the same talking stage where you're saying you're talking for 6 months and that, bro. There's certain things that I'm going to, there's certain things that I want to be restricting. I'm going to know that person's going to not do them things anyway. I'm not getting in it with her. I'm not getting it with her. And then I'm saying that, go on.
Yeah. So my other thing is like,
I'm not with it at all. I ain't in that talking thing.
I hear that as well. I hear what you're saying. I think that would be the ideal thing of establishing what you guys think. But however, do you feel, again, I'm going to throw in the older generation. We should have had an older generation person on the thing. I need to start calling him on. But like, do you think that, like, let's say Muslims, for example, or like really strict, like maybe even Jews or
what's a cultural strict background,
old school strict backgrounds. Do you think that they preempted the fact that, do you know what, men have soft egos? Don't lie about it. Do you know what I mean? Men have soft egos. Certain things can happen. Do you know what? To prevent these problems, you go and wear your full on burqa. Do you know what I mean? And you go wear like your long, do you know what I mean? Already things like that, love, like, boundaries, When someone's married in other cultures, there's already restrictions that are put in place when you're married. People you can't even go around saying their name. So if I get married, I'm not Tanaka anymore. It's not just Tanaka. I'm like, if I have a child, I'm someone's mum, or I am Mrs. so-and-so. Do you know what I mean? Certain things are already put in restriction. Men, like Muslim men, don't go around hugging other women. Yeah. They don't hug them. Hello, hi.
I don't understand. Sorry,
over here.
Can you just simplify your point? I'm not quite following you. Like, what?
I think I've got it now, but go on, carry on.
My point is that, like, realistically, some of these things that you're saying, like, you have a problem with, like, restrictions, But now women have, like, come out and, like, we don't want to be restricted, or, no, I want to be liberated. But actually, do you think that restriction... They already know that men will feel like that, or some people in relation, not even just men, maybe women, she don't want her man she don't want to see her boyfriend doing that. And they've already thought of things to prevent that. However, now because we've liberated ourselves, we've gone back on all them things that were put in place to prevent them, maybe because they were abused, yes, but them things were already put in place to make sure that there ain't none of them problems. You're not seeing me hugging some boy and thinking, oh, who's he hugging, or hugging some woman.
So that's what they was doing in the back
They're
before.
already doing that. You don't hug someone else's wife because that's someone else's wife. You say hello from afar and you call them Mrs. So everybody around knows that person's
this
married.
is where that's where
do you know what I mean?
That talking stage comes in, and that's what it's for.
Yeah, we're
that's
talking,
what it's for.
No.
What do you mean? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
However, then you go on, you finish talking, and you know what? You are together in the relationship, and you still see things. When people are married, they're still learning things about their man.
No, you're gonna go. No, but this is where I said before.
When people are talking to each other, they discuss. They say, some girl told me yesterday, like, her boyfriend's cheated on her, but she said to me, "Do you know what? When we discussed at the start of the relationship that we'll never cheat on each other. If I fall in love with somebody else, I'm supposed to say, or if I don't want this anymore, I'm supposed to say, you talk about so many things. There's so many ideals I talk about. But
I think it's more than a conversation.
But still, if you said it, you got more to fall back on. Whereas if you haven't displayed what your restrictions are or what your expectations are of this person to begin with,
I know, but you're supposed to do. I'm not saying that. I don't think he's saying that he doesn't do that.
No, he said that he does do that. He does put set restrictions.
But then when he gets in a relationship, he also puts in more restrictions.
Yeah, but you're saying that basically, even if he puts restrictions there, it can still happen.
Yeah.
But if you don't say the restrictions and it happens, it's more like, well, you didn't tell him that you had a problem with this.
But my only point was, I feel like you should do that in talking stage, of course.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, do you feel like there's things that now we don't do? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm out in a crop top and that's my wife. Your wife is going over there.
I feel like, but this is what I'm saying.
You're putting yourself in situations that really and truly, people who are older than us or wiser than us have already...
They've already nipped that prevention before.
We've got a guest on the call that might actually call for an opinion. Go on, Cairo, do continue.
Oh, whatever.
No.
It's all a bit.
No, I'll be honest. I feel like the track's been a bit... The point that I made has been a bit sidetracked, but that's what conversations are about. That's fine. But can I make my next point now? Or?
Go on.
Cheers.
Whatever.
I said, the next one. Also, relationships are not being prioritized from young ages, yeah? So I feel like a lot of people in our generation, didn't see relationships play out well in front of their eyes, like in terms of in the home or even in the communities. They saw a lot of negative things attached to relationships. So,
all right, Sarah.
That's a good point, you know. Nah, finish.
Oh yeah. So then growing up, like when you get to this age, yeah, first of all, you can't emulate something good if it hasn't been good in front of you. And also, yeah, the need for it is not as like it is not as prioritized. Because if you think about it, a lot of these single mums and that, I'm not gonna lie, girls now they're in their bag, like they're coming out, they're doing madnesses, like. But before, yeah, like I don't think that would have happened if it wasn't for like a resurgence of single mums doing their thing and this and that, like.
Yeah, because they had to.
I think yeah, like, wow, like. What people are in, like originally at home, and what they see is then what they put out when they're older.
Yeah, 100%.
No, that's a fight. You can't even.
What?
That is a fight.
But based on what they see growing up, that's obviously what they base their expectation of relationship. Oh, let me not say expectation because my sister in a bag about this expectation word.
Buzzword.
If obviously, like what you're saying, if you grow up and all you see around you is single mums. Then
and this is
you know why I'm not having that? Do you know why I'm not having that?
As a female, if you grow up and all you're seeing is single women, then that's all you know. So when you do think about like when you have a relationship and stuff like that, you do know that it's not a necessity, but it's something that I can have if I can have it. It's not that deep. Because
but this is when you need to rate them things.
You know bad B mentality. I think
no, the reason I'm saying the reason I'm saying that is because that's the reality. That's my reality. My reality is that I've seen single moms growing up.
Babe.
No, because you're saying nah, but I'm not saying that whether it's fact or fiction. It's a fact because that's my reality.
No, but it is fact though.
That's what would happen.
The reality for you. What do you mean?
No. That's my reality.
You know, it's a thing. Life is self-perpetuating. Do you know what I mean? You can see other things and things are acceptable, but they're not acceptable. But that's what you've seen, so but it's acceptable.
No, I hear you, but that's where you have to open your head.
No, I'm saying
no, Manny, but that's an ideal world. Do you know what I mean?
How is it an ideal world? What do you mean? What do you mean? How is it an ideal world? So I'm telling you. Okay, then I'm telling you.
Back to my theory of someone gets raped, one rapes others, one da. That's still the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Someone else comes out of a relationship with a broken home. Someone else will come out with a relationship of it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna go and do exactly what everyone else did. It turns out all right.
I believe it's a cause, but I'm not having it in why it should happen. It shouldn't. What do you mean?
Of course, we're not agreeing to it. We're not saying we're all for it. There's a factor in it. That's the point.
That's why people say daddy issues and all sorts of things like that. They're things that they've seen, and then now they get. It's all about where they've come from and what they've seen.
I think that the point he was trying to make is the fact that people aren't prioritizing relationships; they're prioritizing themselves. And if anything, I think that's the most healthy shift that we could have got, because people do just get lost in their relationships and I've got a man now, like I'm all about him. And
is that what you're saying?
And this is that, yeah, like. Well, so,
no,
I don't know if you're saying
that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
You get what I mean? And if anything, go for you, because you get me. No one here is promised in this lifetime.
No.
Now, what do you mean?
I think once you join a relationship, you have to compromise between the areas. Between the areas, you don't get in it.
But you have to also have your own.
Yeah. Don't be stupid. No one's encouraging you to be stupid. No one's encouraging you to leave your whole life. This is what I say. The old generation, new generation, again, bang heads, because the old generation are not prioritizing themselves.
Enough.
Yeah,
and then this one's too much.
Yeah, to the point where like literally you're getting beaten up. To a fault, literally. And then the new ones, this is where I think like bad B comes from. You know, the bad B girls. I personally think some of them, I've seen their mums, do
it by themselves.
They're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And then there's the other ones who basically.
If I'm talking to you, it's just for sex.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. I'm gonna get my bag.
Yeah.
I think that's some of them. And the other things is that, do you know, like them ones where their mum had been so prim and proper and is not paid off. Do you know what I mean? Where it's been prim and proper.
You've done all of this. They've probably witnessed the breakup when they've been like 16, 17.
Do you know some people say like, it doesn't win. No, it does win. You know, sometimes being that girl wins. Like, let's take Amber Rose, for example. Are you crazy? You're told all your life, keep your knickers on, keep yourself respectable, do what you did. What? That is, if you look at her life or you look at Cardi B, all of them, that's all in the absolute bin. Do you know what I mean? You do the complete opposite and you come out on top. And these women are thinking, okay, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean? Don't be his peace, be his nightmare. You know them girls. Don't be his peace, be his nightmare, because the Real Housewives, I'm gonna be that girl. This is all coming from, again, all of these things.
What
they've seen.
Normalized. What do you say, Kyra?
If I can add to that point that Tabata just said, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, sometimes that American thing is it's hard to see, but in England, with this drill scene going off and all that, there's some girls that are in every single drill video, bro. Like, man analyzes them stupid little videos. There's some girls, it's the same girl shaking boot in these videos. She is in her bag, but she don't care. She's shaking her bum on the TV. Yeah, she don't care. She is breaded.
Yeah.
Breaded.
Yeah.
You get it? My last point.
Go on.
Just to quickly wrap up my thing. What's my rap?
No.
You didn't clock that. I clocked that from the second one.
Nah, you're sick.
Go on.
But yeah, last one. Relationships may seem to be bad, but this is what my actual point. Some relationships, some relationships, like, we have this view in life that relationships are looked at negatively and that. But I deeped it when you lot was talking. A lot of the people that are in happy relationships, bro, they're silent. They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
We live in such a negative society, that if you go on your TL right now, the top 10 tweets, I bet they're negative. Nothing's ever positive nowadays. 100%. I swear. So when people say, relationship this, relationship that, when's the last time you heard someone say something good about a relationship?
No, so I think that when their things are positive, it's big things. So like weddings, like massive weddings, not even just people who just eloped and went and got married, or people who went to the registry office and got married. I'm talking about fuck off big weddings, like massive weddings. That's praised. Or like when people are like Krypton Conan having a baby with the girl, or like massive things like that. But realistically, other than that, but that's the thing though, bad news always spreads faster than good news. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, people are not concentrating on the fact that, this is what I'm saying, like people like your grandparents. When people are like, I like my girl, I like my girl.
You're loving this old generation.
I'm loving the old generation because sometimes, do you know what? That's how I keep myself managing my expectations. Yeah. That's just generally how I do it, because I have to look at people around me, like my grandparents, who be beating each other.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
No, sorry, Tam. Sorry.
I'm joking. This is what Duran does all the time. It's okay.
Wow.
I'm joking.
I'm just sitting here, you guys can see me just sitting here doing my thing.
Okay, I descend. People like my, things like that, you got to look at them and think, you want this girlfriend or something, you want this boyfriend who's like amazing, so good looking, great, for example, look at your dad. I'm not trying to say your dad ain't handsome.
Yeah. Trust me.
I'm not sending for your parents.
Are you type type?
Huh? Are you a type? Realistically, look at your dad. Yeah. Look at him deep it. Do you think he's, if he was in this generation, could he have 1 million posts? Could he have 1 million followers?
No, but I hear
he couldn't.
People always saying, humble yourself like your mum and all them other things, but I don't agree.
No, it's a thing. No, it's a thing. It's a thing. Manage it. No, it's a thing. Calm down, because exactly where you've come from is not like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to say you shouldn't want better. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say you shouldn't try to improve. However, from the time that you're saying, I want all of this, your grandparents have been together for their whole life. They've gone through things that more people can't overcome. Do you know what I mean? They're together now. Like, my granddad's ill now, and I'm really seeing the love. My grandparents have got this thing. They'll be like, calling each other dear. Even when they're arguing, these people are hilarious. They'll be like, yeah, but dear. They never stop. They never stop with the dear thing. Yeah. Dear. They never be swearing at each other. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I've got to look at these days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's lost her hairline time ago. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, but it goes back.
Why send this for a nan?
Nah.
I'm not sending for my nan. What I'm saying is, looks fade. Do you know what I mean? In a generation now where people are not reading the Bible, people are not sticking, do you know what I mean? People have moved on. People are not always sticking to all these wisdom things, But realistically, that same boy that you fell in love with on Instagram is gonna change. When you look at old pictures of your mum and dad, your mum's probably put on 3 sizes since then because she's had how many kids? Or, you know what I mean? Or things have changed. But realistically, because that core foundation was there, and like...
That's what carries you through?
Yeah.
That's what carries you through. And I feel like that's what I'm saying. Like, people... Cara, what did he say?
I think just to back Tanaka's point there as well, I think what you was trying to say is love takes work. Do you know what I mean? It's not just going to be easy all this. Now, call me a whole romantic
She's
if you
poetic.
want.
I'm here for it.
But you know what? It's true. Life, it's going to fluctuate, and so are relationships. You got to nourish it. You got to water it. You've got to feed
like a plant, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for real. So when it does get a bit dry...
It's like a plant.
Cara, what did you say? What did he say? What was Cara's point?
You missed his point, but he was going on.
No, I remember, but like, because I...
You have to bring it back.
Say again.
No, but he was saying that basically...
Where is he going?
Hard work...
His hair?
Oh.
Yo, dog.
I'm there.
Oh, yeah, what were you
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
That hard work in relationships isn't glamorized. People seem to be forgetting that element of
Oh,
like,
yeah, that's
you've
my
gotta
point.
put
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
graft, you get me? And I'm agreeing with you saying
Yeah.
it's true. You've got-
People don't be snapping themselves with their man. Like even when you watch a movie, yeah. It's like in the morning, you know, you're sitting there. She just woke up. She looks freaking perfect. She's got no sleep in her eyes, so she clearly ain't been asleep.
Yeah.
Her hair, she's still got her hair net on.
Makeup's
Or
on.
her hair's
Yeah.
her hair's perfect. Firstly, you fall asleep. I know damn well your tights are falling off your head. You've got sleep in your eyes and your breath stinks. But you two are all uplifting on the movie. Do you know what I mean? There's, everywhere you look, nothing's realistic. No one posts like that. Do you know what I mean?
But
It comes back
don't
to
you
social
think people
media.
need to wake up, bro?
Yeah, we do. You know, we're
don't you
gonna
think
take
there's a
it-
time
You know what?
that you need to
guys,
wake up, bro?
Comfortability plays a key part as well because you can get with and you can just get so comfortable.
What's wrong
and
with
so-
that?
Because that's the thing.
Yeah,
Comfortable
like
like
what?
no, you start-
Isn't it-
Divine is triggered.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
You just shot your line up.
Nah,
Comfortable in what way?
Nah, you don't get
just
too
shot
As in, like,
Divine.
as in, like, I'm not getting my
I don't
regular
think
shit.
that's-
I'm not getting my regular wax.
Yeah, like even
What's that, brethren? What you think?
Look
This
good
is-
for you,
I ain't
woman,
got no
look good
wax,
for you,
my man.
Nah,
I can't breathe. Sorry.
Not every time.
Wait, can I just say
You've got-
something? Can I just say that I cannot breathe because right
You're
now,
living
Sarah,
mad.
you just murdered Divine
You're living mad.
5,000
Nah.
times. Can someone be
Getting
sustained?
no, listen, getting
I feel
too
like you need to be
comfortable in a
comfortable.
relationship.
I don't think that's just our generation. I think that's everything. Yeah, too comfortable is a problem.
Too comfortable.
Too comfortable in any relationship, in any.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Go on.
I'm gonna go, yeah, but
It's too much for you. I hear that.